Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Ray Gaming here, and welcome back. Last time we left off, we had just went to sleep, and I think we were in the middle of being taken to somewhere else. Yeah, here we are waking up. Oh, so one thing I did find out. Oh, okay, we can just open the door. One thing. That's cool. Okay, sorry. Stop for a second. One thing I did quickly look up was that that kill did indeed forfeit me from getting the Clean Hands achievement. Doesn't matter. I'm still probably going to try to avoid killing people too much because I'm going for a low chaos playthrough. I think I might still get Ghost, but I'm not quite sure.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not?
Yes.
The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and
What?
you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void.
Man.
I am the outsider, and this is my mark.
Oh.
There are forces in the world and beyond the world. Great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power. My gift to you.
Okay.
Come find me.
What if I don't want to find you? Leap of faith. Okay. Hold to target destination. Ooh. Fallen letter. You cannot saber, you cannot saber, you cannot saber, you cannot. Okay. Oh, I thought I made it. Emily's letter. Corvo, I'm very sad. They say that you're dead like Mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. I will save you, Emily. Who are you? I know it doesn't matter. You're both dead to me now. Open the chest. Ooh, spiritual remedy. Key to drink the mana potion. You, sir, are going to die. Well, I'm not going to kill you, but... Ouch. A lot of stuff everywhere, regardless. Okay. Interesting. Can't grab that. Anyways. There's a lot, like, I remember whale thing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing my thing where I don't pay attention to what's around me. I'm just kind of powering through. And that's one thing that I know I kind of need to work on, is actually looking around, enjoying the art of the game.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo.
Yeah.
Seek
Indeed.
the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands.
Whoa.
With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
The heart. Equipping the heart in your left hand locates the bone charms or runes. Even through walls, the heart beats and lights up when you are facing a bone charm or rune. Beats faster as you get closer. Hearts will whisper secrets. blank while targeting a person, a
This is the
location.
end of all things, and the beginning.
I should probably sprint. Although, house, wall, but. Yeah, no, we're gonna drop down in there. It's down here. Ooh, more stuff. Turn up the rune. Alright. Now what does this do? Oh! Okay, so it allows me to upgrade my powers. Got it. Oh, cost rate upgrade. Dark vision. See in the dark. They're also visible. That's how that works. Bend time? So that's a fun one. I think that lets me take care. Alright, and that's throwback. That allows possession, vitality. Okay, that increases health. That allows me to build up jump height and fall damage is reduced. That's probably a good one to get. Notice you turn to ash as they die. Okay. And that just increases health. That's dark vision. I'll probably get blink. Blink and then bend time. I feel like those are going to be the ones that I'm going to use them.
How you use
I will
what I
manipulate
have given you
use them the
falls
most.
upon you, as it has to the others before
Sorry.
you.
That was probably kind of boring, me
Now I
just looking at
return
everything.
to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Got it, got it. A visit from the outsider. Back to the Hound's Pit. The Hound Pit's pub. Pouch. Bone charms. By default, you can actually be up to 3. Excerpt from the Letters of Series sent by a member of the Bottle Street Gang. Okay. You want the chinwag of on Slackjaw? What he was like when we was young before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was the boss of the Bottle Street Gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working with the muddlarks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't little ones anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or a sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with a plan, give everyone some part to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along, because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore, he was now an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish. He was working his way up running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we were talking in a body show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning, and there was a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw. Hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. Look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackshaw just points at the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackshaw motions for us all to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks, and Slackshaw buys, actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off of it at different angles. Slackszaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reach his girl's house, Slackshaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackshaw on the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out of the side door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding the cleaver, heading straight for Slackshaw. When they come together in the street, Slackshaw spins, and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackshaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his broken jaw clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm, hook sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that and using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he finally went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sounds of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackshaw took out a note and stuck to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackshaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them that he was running a brand new crew over on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green Eye Trish even came back missing a thumb, but apparently Slackshaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. It seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly opened wide and a Tibian pear stuffed into his mouth. Not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackshaw sent out other sets of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green Eye Trish with one of the letters. All the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackshaw went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing we could do what he could be like as boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the city watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the royal spymaster snitches, the responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in the shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackshaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackshaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers in the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night, if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions, from Sokolov or Piero. Health elixir, a spiritual remedy they call them. Slackshaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still, where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with the Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everyone in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everyone started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwell would slide into the void. Spymaster Barrows took over and the watch started using all that new Sokolov technology, watchtowers, tall boys, and the Mark pylons. They put on a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard. But Slackshaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat, bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the city watch with their taxes and rations, and that kept us alive, so far. Crowley, Bottle Street Gang. More bone charms. Oh, God. Expert from the ramblings of a street denizen. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You see a little lump of dirt with something where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest across rows of twisting vines. The farm looks out into the street, where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside, warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom, either. It sets into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. First two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. Vera More, everyone used to say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even. Your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said, and he was just barely a man. So young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends, and I was the only one, dearie. What with this paint glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But it wasn't all the parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandyssia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones, covered so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hiding them for my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They make such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in my eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, carve these bones for me, make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower. The royal headsman himself now, my little mute boy in his shining sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. No. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with black eyes. After my husband was gone, giving away his birthday gifts, I don't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old, and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for Granny Rags, and feeding the little birdies I gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street, Slackjaw and his boys, always meddling with an old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him. You and me in the dreary night, with stars above and below. Always the one with the black eyes, dearie. So, I don't know if she was talking about me there. Charm pouch. There's so much here. Oh my gosh. This is just a reading episode. I'm so sorry. Excerpt from No Overseer's Covert Field Operation. For a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey without the company of my overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the Oracular Order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut purses, murderers, and worse, and the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times I have ventured beyond the walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered coating and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and hater gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood, it's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who are not fit to live, executing them justly, and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So far, this trick has allowed me to make my name in among my murderous colleagues without taking the lives of innocent. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dodd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dodd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos off of the Pandesian coast, taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. According to legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dodd still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy, moving among the shopkeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years we now believe he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and in hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dodd is even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time, before schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while, he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the outsider. New reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin, paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful. Sorry. Message popped up. Where was I? Those number the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop, he gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dodd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene, carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother. She was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading auberweed. An occult shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Dodd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt. Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. That is my solemn oath in the great purpose of my life. Until Dodd is dead, and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my guides or don my overseer's mask again until Dodd breathes no more. Interesting. Empty bottle. Pop! Excerpt from the personal memoirs of Hiram Burroughs, dated several years earlier. Guys, there's so much reading here. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues on this depression of gang activity in the distillery district, but more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning, I'll grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard wouldn't be working night and day removing the heads that need to be removing. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us, but I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the royal protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by a courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous effort to police. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutor known in the Isles, yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in the day, his Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely, but the Empress won't hear of it. The waterlock is much easier to protect it, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in and will suffer from it. Mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting heads of state. The Empress also disapproves of my plan for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been taking with has promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in the things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I've been working too hard. Dinner and an evening, a conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice in the estate district. Hiram Burroughs, Royal Spy Master. I collected way too much, and there's still more.
Attention Dunwall citizens.
Oh,
Do not attempt to house or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their
Ow.
face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them.
alright, let's go talk to the Admiral.
Will be taken to the flooded
I just wasted
district
so much
for
time reading. I'm so sorry about that, guys.
If you like.
Hi, Admiral.
Well, let's get down to it.
Yeah, let's get down
First
to it,
off,
please.
I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow,
Yeah.
take them apart, piece by piece.
Alrighty.
Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can.
Yeah.
Your exploits are legendary.
Whoa.
Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've
Sorry.
eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive.
Indeed.
That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
I'm counting on me too, don't worry.
Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can.
Okay.
He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, I was actually gonna try to talk to you.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll try our best.
Somewhere in the basements below, Hound kills Hound, and money changes hands.
Yeah, and this is just gonna be a game of me running, trying to get to that rune. And then I have to run back. Yay! I'm not seeing much else in this area, which, I mean, yay, good. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Good swimming. I'm coming back, Samuel. I want to call you Samael, but this is the wrong game. Alright. I feel like if I possessed one of the fish, that's kind of what I would need. Used to get over there. Get up. Jeez. Okay.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into the Overseer's nest. I'd recommend going with the best gear you can get together.
Gonna
Ready to
pass.
go? Just give the signal.
Let's go. Take me to the distillery districts. I'm gonna put my mask on. Hi, Overseer Campbell.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. Man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. And there are the real odd birds living on the fringes like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Okay. Here we are, guys. We're gonna eat that. She got a wall of light up ahead. Yeah. Wait. Too many things popped up at once. Can't upgrade that. I could upgrade that, but I'm gonna hold off for now. Bone charms. Don't care about that. Moderate hole. Sorry, I'm looking at all these. Rats won't attack me. Ooh, rats can be consumed for mana. Ooh, those explode. From explosions, reduce slightly. So I can activate you? I can do a lot of swimming. Throw that one on. Yeah, I'll throw those on. Yeah, because I feel like I get a lot of explosives, and then yeah, we'll throw that one on. I want to upgrade to Blink 3, so I'll hold off. Tasks. Use battle to get around the wall of light. So either I can do that. Yeah, so I can talk to them, try to get around the wall. That's probably the best way to do it. But anyways, because we're on the mission to eliminate him, and I spent way too much time reading. Actually, no, let's get moving a little bit. Because I still got some time. It's just not a lot yet.
Let's go. It's nearly midnight. But easy, damn it. Keep him in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is.
All the others down to the
Alright.
2, 3, heave!
The city's dead. Make it 3 more months.
Good. Keep him coming. Hey! What is it?
Yeah, like, I don't want to
that last one was moving.
mess with this
What?
guy.
Yeah, the little one.
Not possible. I inspected them myself.
City's
Keep working.
dead. Won't make it 3 more months.
ain't moving no more.
No, stupid goddamn stubborn son of
Yeah, keep him walking, keep him.
2,
Oh,
3, heave!
lost a little orphan boy.
That's ridiculous. Stupid rats. Plague. Elixir. Bunch of crap.
Alrighty.
1, 2, 3, heave!
I don't know if he's going anywhere, but I'm a bit worried.
Nasty.
Don't see me.
Someone there?
Oh! Alright. Nope, wrong thing. We're gonna load back there. Alright. Okay, because I just failed. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you all next time. And yeah, hopefully next time we'll actually make some progress and not spend 20 minutes reading. I'm so sorry about that, guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Later.